So in Python Tutor, I'm going to execute this code on this list that was giving us trouble earlier. The list contains 3 items, a list containing 1, another list containing 1, so those are duplicates, and then the string 3. So let us visualize this code. We call this function with this list containing 3 items. Index 0 is this list, index 1 is the same list, and then the string 3. So when we click on next, we will initialize our count to 0, and then we are going to start this outer loop. This is going to examine all indices I that are legal for this list. So you should see the value of I starting at 0 and then 1 and then 2. So let us click on next, and we'll see indeed the first value of I is 0. Now we are looking at this item at index 0, and we're trying to see, does this item appear anywhere later in the list? So we are going to examine all indices j that come after I. So when we click on next, the first value of j we will look at is index 1. Now we ask the question, is the value at data 0 the same as the value at data 1? Notice that these are different objects, but they have the same value. They are both lists of length 1, and the value in that list is equal. So in fact, it is possible to compare two lists like this, and this if condition will be true. So when we click on next, we will go to line 6, and we will break out of this inner loop. Since we are breaking out of this inner loop, we will not go to the else case, which corresponds to the no break situation. And since there are no more statements inside the body of the outer loop, you will observe the red arrow will jump back to line 3 so that we can examine the next value of I, which is 1. Now this value of I is 1, so we will now examine j starting at 2. We're trying to ask, is this item at index 1 appearing later on? We can see that the answer is no, but let's confirm that. So for the value I equal to 1 and j equal to 2, this condition is not true. Data 1 is this list and data 2 is this string. Those are definitely not even of the same type, so they're definitely not equal, and so we will continue and look at the next value of j. The next value of j is not in this range. Remember, the length of this list is 3, so we were searching in the range 2 up to but not including 3. Since there are no more values of j to examine, this for loop is going to exit. Did we encounter a break while executing this for loop? No. So when we click on next, the red arrow jumps to the else case, and here we increase the count. So the count, which was 0, is now increased to 1. This represents the fact that this item that we found at index I was the last occurrence of this item in the list. We did not increase the count when we found the item earlier because we were able to find a later instance of the same item. So this code only counts items when they last occur in this list. This is how it calculates the number of unique items in the list. You could modify the code to count the first occurrence of every item. I leave that to you as an exercise.